My name is Cees Muurling. I'm operational director with Mojo Concerts, hosting this Bruce Springsteen show tonight. Malieveld, The Hague. First time Bruce Springsteen over here. 67,500 people having a great show. Business-wise for Mojo Concerts, it's a very promising and it's a very busy year. It's all crammed in the same 6 weeks again as always. There's no way of escaping that. Touring-wise, it's a busy year. We have Rihanna actually building up, setting up as we speak in the Amsterdam Arena. We have Coldplay later on, a week after that, and a Beyoncé later on. Bruce Springsteen out as a greenfield. We just did Iron Maiden in the Gelderdome Stadium in Arnhem. And apart from that, we have in these 6 weeks another 6 or 7 festivals, large-scale, small-scale festivals, which we either do completely ourselves or are involved in somehow. We actually just came from Pinkpop, obviously last weekend, 3 days, sold out, great event. We're building down the rabbit hole in Beuningen at the moment. We're building We Are Electric at the moment. Market-wise, hey, this is a sold-out show, great. We do find festival side, we find more and more competition. Like anywhere in the world, there's more and more festivals coming onto the market. And obviously that has its effect on ticket sales. Yeah, you simply have to work harder and come up with a better marketing strategy, come up with a better artist roster or whatever, and get your people in. But so far we're all in all reasonably happy with all we do so far. We find artists playing more and more festivals throughout the last years. If they play 3 festivals, you have 3 choices where you can see your artist. And if it's only 1 festival, then it's an easier thing to do. There's no second show Springsteen in Holland. Just this one, and that's it. Springsteen was confirmed somewhere early this year. The last Bruce Springsteen show we did was in Nijmegen, Hoffertpark. And as we found out in ticket sales, the audience obviously loves them more on the greenfield side. Going back to Nijmegen again didn't make sense. We wanted to try something different, and then Malieveld in The Hague is an obvious option to do a show. It houses 67,000 people. It's perfect square, almost perfect rectangle, but it's a complex site with everything around it. It's close to the city center. It's got roads, main roads all around it. It's got a central station real close by. So parking, mobility, traffic jams, busing, trains, trams, metros, all those kind of things make it a complex site, which need a lot of work and a lot of preparation and get all people in on time, and especially get them all out on time and back on the proper lanes to wherever they need to go. The incoming touring Bruce Springsteen is touring production. They bring the stage, they bring the video screens, they bring the sound, light, things as normal. Anything else you see behind me, other than the touring set, is all temporary structure, is all need to be brought in just for this event and then taken out after the event again. For this site, there's sound regulations as well, as you find almost on every greenfield site and every building nowadays. It becomes more and more of an issue. We have pretty strict sound levels which we have to adhere to, next to the voluntarily agreed sound levels which we do ourselves on the greenfield side, just to protect people's ears and things. We don't want to go as loud as we can, but keep it to a sensible level. We got various measuring points throughout the city or in the surroundings of the site, which have to adhere to a certain level. And that's measuring in progress, as we say, keep as we go. We're used to our familiar suppliers on supplying whatever we need for this. It's apart from the touring stage, which is Stageco, we have Stageco for all the other scaffolding on site. We have the security company for all the security and crowd management inside and outside afterwards, dealing with that. We've got the power shop on site, we've got Mojo Barriers for the barricades, we've got all the familiar and regular suppliers as we usually use them. The strong team that does this event is obviously from Mojo Concerts. There's the technical production, there's the backstage production, those kind of things. Then we have Lock 7000, who partners up with us on this one and takes care of the site production, the mobility, the licensing, and that's a team of 6-7 people that basically build this. And obviously they have a lot of people underneath them helping them out again. But those are the guys that make it stand out.
My name is Thijs. I'm the promoter rep for this show, actually, doing technical production, involved with the artists, everything around it actually. My main job is to get the site ready for them to come in and do their thing. They have their own Stageco roof, their own production, everything's touring, so they have their demands, which we try to squeeze into this area. We did some local screens because the site is pretty long, and did some local PA on the backside, and that's just in advancing with them to come up with a good plan for all visitors to see and hear the show. Yeah, normally we come in two days before Steel 1, before their first steel day, to lay out all the steel plates and build cabins, my own office, local catering, that stuff. And then that takes around a day and a half or 2 days normally, and then we get everything ready for them to be able to do their 3 steel build days. We did a site visit and we were standing over there because that's where the entrance is. We built a scaffolding structure. It's like 200 meters long in total and about 5 meters high overall, and then we put in some banners to block the view. It's the main emergency exit that way going out as well. It's specially designed for this show. With this capacity we need as much emergency exits as possible, and then again we need to block the view from the streets. People tend to go, when they're not buying a ticket, they still want to see part of the show, so we try to block the view as much as possible and getting people a safe exit. So it's with these lineup gates it works really well. When the show starts I probably will have 90% of the people in, and I will slowly start breaking them down. So eventually when the people leave, they want to leave as quickly as possible, and it needs to be gone. So we have about an hour or 2 or so to break it down. Yeah. When we arrived there was still another event loading out, so that was always tricky, getting the site ready for us to do our work and for them to leave in time actually. The weather is of course a big factor in this kind of work, and especially this terrain is not the greatest field we've ever seen, so we try to keep it as good as possible. So we lay out a lot of steel, plywood and plastic plates to keep it even and accessible for the public. That's the most important thing. We've built a stage in 3 days with a 40 people local crew, 1 crane, 8 forklifts or so, and then when production rolls in, it's the 23 trucks production. They asked for another 80 people for load in. That was yesterday, and tonight I think they'll have about 150 people in total to load it all out. When production is gone at like 2 a.m. or so, immediately the steel will get torn down, and by tomorrow 4 o'clock-ish they'll be loaded and gone. On these kind of tours they have a sideco which they send out in advance, and we talked quite a lot about some details about what dressing room goes where, and then and the steel plates and what's very important for them to have. Like, I don't know if they load in from the front of the stage or the back of the stage, or that's kind of things he will tell me, and then we'll make it happen. We have our own offices, of course, and then our own catering, and for them we have their offices, their dressing room world, their catering, because they tour with their own catering. So they like it separated, and we do as well. Just give them their own space, and that works well. They are not really used to having support acts on their stage and in their show. So for them it's quite a challenge to have support acts, because they have their own setup with all the instruments built in and speakers and stuff. So pretty tight squeeze for them to accommodate a support act. From my point of view, they're super nice, super professional. They've been doing this for, I don't know, 20 something years or maybe longer, and they are used to adapting also to local sites or stadiums, which makes work for all of us very easy, for them and for us as well.
Well, I'm Maarten van Lokven. I'm manager operation at Lok 7000. We are specialized in great outdoor green events like this. My role in this event is crisis management. Our staff is about 10 people with different specialties like traffic and security, crowd management, the concessions for caterers, and the tokens, the pay systems we use. The challenges of this site is it is in the city of The Hague. It's on a weekday, so we have traffic from people who end their work. Therefore we have 27,000 people coming by train. Coming by train is not the problem, but leaving in the end of the show, if Bruce ends his gig, they all turn around at once. And they go to the city train station just 5 minutes from the site. So that's a really challenge for us to manage that crowd. We do have many extra trains, and we have 3 separate directions. They go to the rest of Holland, and we created some sort of management system outdoors of the station. We have lots of security there and the Mojo queuing system, Mojo Barrier queuing system, with some screens and security supervisors that can control, together with the local train organization, how to get the people safe into the station. We have like 4 major parking lots outside of the city. We bundle them with shuttle buses as well. So on 3 different locations throughout the venue, we have shuttle bus stations through those parking spots. So especially the end of the show, it's going to be a lot of crowd management for us. A few days ago there was sort of a big bazaar here. You can see it on the grass. It's supposed to be a green field, but it isn't anymore. Normally this Malieveld is not really used for big concerts like this. There are some small market fair events, but not really greenfield shows like this. We do have our own catering management system. We have a catering department who deals with all the concessions. We calculate how many meters and customers we have to serve, and therefore we make a sophisticated plan with food and beverage as well. We have more than 30 years of experience in this kind of big venue shows outdoors. So we have a lot of data, and we can compare it with similar shows of Bruce Springsteen, of similar kind of gigs. So we can make a good forecast of what we can expect. We provide like 20,000 liters beer per bar. We have, I guess, 12 beverage bars over here. So we can provide all the people in a short amount of time. We have a pay systems concept. We use it for about 30 years now. Every track section and concession holder is using the tokens, and it's very clear on the screens what you can get for a token. We reduce the queues by using pay systems and tokens. You can work much more faster than with cash. In the end, you can refund your tokens. You get the same amount whether you buy it from. If you refund your tokens, you're more willing to buy. If you know you can refund them, it's a good thing. Together with Mojo Concerts, we provide the crisis management team together with the government in case of problems. Yeah, we do several events, more like 50 events like this, and especially with the government we have more attention to weather issues and terrorist threats. So it's busy at the moment. On the side it's a pretty straightforward event, but as I said before, the traffic system is the biggest challenge here, and especially end of show. But the side is very square, it's very easy to do.
My name is Gerard van Duykeren. I'm CEO of the TSC, the security company, doing all the aspects from the service aspect, the crowd management, the security side of it, traffic as well. So quite a busy summer. We recently did the Pinkpop Festival with headliner Paul McCartney. We're standing at Bruce Springsteen. This week off to Rihanna. Then it's the North Sea Jazz Festival and loads of other smaller festivals. Week after this it's Coldplay and Guus Meeuwis, who recently this weekend did I think 4 or 5 stadium shows in the Philips, the Eindhoven Stadium, where we actually had a show stop procedure in place and we had to evacuate the pitch. Thunder, lightning, rain. So it was an early show, so we had to cancel and picked it up afterwards. But again, everything went well. And of course we have some local shows like Marco Borsato, who's Dutch, who's quite big. Dumar, who was playing next week in the Ziggo Dome, a couple of shows. So well, all in all, including the international touring, good summer. We're also working on a data center. So to be able to point out towards the local authorities our point without saying, well, I've done this for 38 years, just listen to me, I know how this works with all the 5,000 events I've done. It's not going to work anymore. So we're working on that. What we're doing to collect all the data and then use it for evaluation and to bring it further into the next level and the next step. We're working on a program to follow our staff on site so that we can exactly see and monitor where everybody is. So we're able to better on site during operation put them exactly where we want them to. And we know then exactly where the staff is on a big monitor. It still is for most of the staff members a part-time job.
but that doesn't say anything about the level of professionalism. And no, we were trying to raise that bar every year again and again. That's why we started our own academy, because you have some basic standard training in Holland, which not really has to do anything with crowd management. So that's why we are doing some extra things. As I said, the anti-aggression, the pit training, how to communicate to people, and etc. etc. Talking about ingress, that's in the city center, that's quite complex. Also, The Hague is located near the coast, so there's not a highway that runs around the city. So every highway that comes in ends also here. So that's quite a challenge on a Tuesday afternoon with all the local traffic jams, which are normally over here. So there's some extra pressure on the roads. In terms of ingress, it's quite easy to do because we are blocking all the roads as much as we can do, and the space that we have is sufficient. The whole egress is in the city center, which is quite complex. It means we had to liaison with the train company. We have to make a liaison with the buses and the local trams. There's a lot of people who come locally by bicycle, because this is Holland, so a lot of people ride on the bicycle. So no, with the intelligence before that, we were able to sit down with the Mojo Concerts, who've got exactly all the data available, and after that we came up together with a plan to look at the numbers, adjust that to the right pens, to the chutes, where we have the Mojo Barrier in place at the train station. We should be okay for the egress. We also have some extra staff in place, because as I said, it's quite a thing, 25,000 around people to manage who want to go home because they have to work tomorrow. So that's quite an operation. We have done the same with the Coldplay concert. So we are used to do the operation itself. For this site, it's around 310 for the show. It built up around 40 to 50 staff, and the 310 is including the scanners, the people who scan. So that's it's divided between security and the people who scan. We call them service members. 65 entrances, 9-ish emergency exits. So it's pretty straightforward, but again, 67,000 is quite a lot. And as you can see, the site isn't really in the best shape, but normally within 3/4 of an hour, that's okay. We got a curfew which is strict on 11, so no, we should be okay. The events in Paris and in Brussels did affect us straight after, but I think now for the moment everything went down and is reasonably quiet again. There still is a threat in the whole of Europe, I think, but towards the events we are not doing an enormous extra amount of preparations. We do some visible and invisible, but it's not a huge thing. In terms of the cooperation with the police, we have a central command, our command center, which is basically police and security together with a liaison. So we're quite close to one another, and there are some special teams available at the moment. But again, most of the things are invisible. The visible things, we do some extra pat down, and we have some extra teams walking around. We did some extra training in terms of contingency, in terms of evacuation. We have a template. Every single show we make a risk assessment, and then after that a template, a breakdown of the numbers where we put our people. So it's at this moment we have 3 project leaders. One is in charge, then we got one guy who is in charge for backstage, front stage, of course entrances, the whole perimeter, of course front of house. Those are basically the breakdown of people, how we looked at this site and how we put them in place.
My name is Stanley Jilesen. I'm the manager responsible for the touring business of us. So that's so Bruce Springsteen is my account. So now the Bruce Springsteen tour, we've been working with Bruce Springsteen for a long time now. Always when Bruce Springsteen goes on tour, they call Mojo Barriers. So we've been doing that for a long time, and because Bruce Springsteen has a certain way of dealing with his crowd. He wants to have a special setup, and so he always calls us because he doesn't call us. The production manager calls us, of course, because we are the guys who can deliver him the special corners, the special stuff to get him close to the crowd. He wants to be on top of the barricades. That's what he wants to do. That's what we do for him always. Everything is to get Bruce Springsteen close to the crowd and still be safe. So that's what we do. I think they do like 40 shows or something in Europe, so quite a lot. Bruce Springsteen doesn't have a show every other day, of course. He has a show, a few days off, so for the guys on tour it's pretty relaxing. Here we are at the Malieveld in Den Haag, a very big park. Like it's almost in the center. It's not really in the center, but it's almost in the center of Den Haag, and it's just a park, so there's nothing there. So next to all the touring equipment, we supply all the other barriers, and that's quite a lot. So we do like more than 100 lineup gates just for entrances. There's just to get the people in as smooth as possible. There's never a line there. The people can keep on walking just to get them, because the whole park is surrounded by roads. You cannot have like people standing on the road, so everybody needs to go in smoothly as possible. So we do 100 lineup gates just for entrances. We do almost 200 local barricades just for delays. You got like 4 delays over there. You got cameras everywhere, so more than 200 barriers just for all the other stuff. That's not touring. And then we also do a complete set at the train station, so people can smoothly go in. It never gets crowded inside of the train station, because that might be a big risk otherwise. I don't think you can get more in over a minute, but you can get them in smoothly, and you can have them checked. When they go to the gate, people get checked. They check their ticket, but also check these days for other stuff that they don't want to bring in, of course. So the security doesn't want them to take into the area. So the lineup gates are pretty efficient in that kind of stuff. I mean, you still need, of course, your security guard there behind the lineup gate. But they are really efficient. It makes the security guards work a lot easier. So Mojo Barriers Holland is the big company. That's where it all started. But we also have like companies now, real Mojo Barriers companies in the US, of course, for a long time already. We got them in the UK. We got them in Australia. That are our 4 big Mojo Barriers company. Well, we also do a lot of distributorships, and that we got in. Our biggest one is in Japan. We got like a lot of Mojo Barriers in Japan, and there's a company there that just handles our barricades. And they're like, that's almost Mojo, but it's not an official Mojo company. And we got them now in Indonesia. They just started. That's also getting a big one. We got them in Malaysia. We got them in Denmark. So we're everywhere. So if you got a tour, you don't have to bring your barricades from the United States to Europe. We will deliver a different set in Europe, of course. So that saves a lot on transport costs and everything. And if you need something extra while you're on tour, you can always call us. We got barriers everywhere, so we can just get them to you very quickly. It's no problem.
The challenging part now at the moment is this six weeks, where a lot of things and a lot of shows and festivals all come together. After 6 weeks, once we have Beyonce, North Sea Jazz and Beyonce all done and finished with, it's a couple of weeks slower, and then we roll into Camping Flight to Lowlands, obviously, towards the end of August. And by the time that's done, then we roll back into our regular season with the regular promoted shows. No more festivals and whatever. We're obviously already looking towards 2017. We've got a couple of names, sort of, which I'm not gonna announce. Which we're talking about for 2017. Festivals the same way. We're already thinking about plans, and it's rough outlines for the festivals for next year again, even before the festivals actually happen in 2016. And that's an ongoing process. That's something you need to do. That you need to prepare that early, because you'll know next year around this time it's probably going to be, whether it's 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, it's going to be mayhem again, and you want to be able to service that as well.